We live in a world today that's got us so focused on everybody else that we're comparing our life to everybody else's life. And really what's taking place is that so many of us, we struggle with this thing called Fomo, fear of missing out. The only way that you actually step into happiness and joy is when you put the focus on where you are at and get engaged with the thing that you're doing. I have learned over and over again that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react. That life is going to happen. And you're gonna set up a plan and you're gonna have a vision and you're gonna hope that it's gonna turn out perfect. But what so often happens in life is that things get burned and things go the wrong way. And it's in that moment that you're gonna have to choose your reaction. Are you just gonna look at the surface of the problem, or are you gonna get deeper into the problem and discover even in the problem, there could be a purpose to your pain and somehow God could use this thing. And you gotta discover that even in that pain, that there could be purpose found in that thing, because in all circumstances, in all situations, you can learn to react with joy. Choose joy. Your problem, it might not make any sense, and your pain might not make any sense, and your circumstance might be illogical, and your challenge might be too great for man. But we serve a God who promises you peace that transcends all understanding, peace that doesn't make any sense, illogical peace, peace that doesn't make sense in the head. I don't know what you're walking through, but some of you right now, you are in a tough season. An event has happened and something's happened, and maybe you have failed, but I want to remind you that failure is not final, it's formative. It is not final, it is formative. It is part of the process. It's part of the journey. Your failure matters as much as your success. How do you think you're gonna grow if you don't ever fail? Yet some of you have failed and you have decided, well, guess what? I'm a failure. No, failure is an event. It is never a person. Just because you failed doesn't mean that you're a failure. In fact, failure is actually fuel for your future. The way that you grow, the way that you advance, you have to fail in order to succeed. I wish I could get a witness at 12:15 who knew that they've gone through some failures, and just because you failed doesn't mean it's final, it's formative. Failure's part of the story. It's shaping you. It's part of the story. In fact, think about this. If those s'mores would not have burned, we wouldn't even be talking about them. The story would have been great s'mores and move on. It's the fact that we failed, it's the fact that we got burned, that we even had an opportunity to pivot and to react the right way to even tell a story. And you need to hear it today, that it's forming your future. It's pushing you forward. Yet if you're not careful, when you fail, you have a choice to make. Do you have the right reaction or do you have the wrong reaction? You need to change your mind, because some of you are thinking about giving up because you're in a season of failure. But just because you failed doesn't mean that God doesn't have a bright future in store for you. It is always too soon to quit. Like every one of my successes is stacked on top of failure. You need to get a revelation today that the joy is not in the success, the joy is in trying. The joy is in the process, that I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep going at it. See, failure is forming my future. Failure's framing up the story that God's gonna tell. Failure is just another peg in the ladder for me to go higher. Failure for me is a research project. I don't wanna just know how to make it work. I wanna know why it doesn't work. And the only way I can find that out is I gotta fall on my face. But guess what? The righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up.